G'day and welcome to another video. In today's lesson we will learn how to make the rounded hood scoodie. There will be a written pattern available on my website. I will put the link in the description box. This one uses Red Heart Super Saver in the colour light grey and turquoise, and the black one uses a border of shocking pink. I will also show you how to make the scoodie if you're using a lighter weight yarn, for example 8-ply or double knit. I hope you enjoy this video, so let's get started on the lesson. Our supplies: we're going to need a yarn needle with a large eye, a pair of scissors. These scissors are available on my website, so I'll put a link below so you can check them out. We're going to be using a crochet hook to go with our yarn. I'm using a 5.5, which is also an eye size hook. I'm also using medium worsted weight yarn. You could also use 8-ply, sports weight or double knit. Just use the crochet hook that is recommended on your yarn label. And these tulip hooks, I have to say I'm absolutely in love with. They are so nice to use, they feel fabulous. And they stop all the hand cramps that I get if I use a crochet hook with no handle. So these are beautiful to use. We will also need a tape measure and a calculator. So put it on the other side. Oh, we're also going to need some yarn. I've got two colours today. I'm going to use the light grey for the main section, and I'm going to use some turquoise. I've got some scraps that I need to use up. I've got so much of this stuff because it's my favourite colour. So I'm going to put a little bit of that around the edging. But the main project is going to be used with the light grey. You will need approximately 200 grams, or that's a 7-ounce skein of the Red Heart Super Saver to make your project, depending on how wide you want your scarf and how long you want your scarf. I would suggest having maybe 2 balls of the 7-ounce or 1 ball and a bit extra, just in case you need that little bit extra. But I know I've already made one, so I know I'm only going to use the 2-ounce for the thickness of the scarf that I want. I made the black one that you will see at the beginning of the video, and that only took 7-ounce skeins of yarn. Now we can start with a magic ring, or we can start with a chain 4 and join and then work over your tail, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a chain 4 and join, but you can use a magic ring if you like. What we're going to do is we're going to chain 4. We're going to join to the first stitch with a slip stitch. Then we're going to start our, this is the crown section, so the top section of the, it was actually the back section of the scoodie, because the crown will actually sit at the back rather than at the top of your head. So we're going to chain 3 into the ring, so you either have a magic ring or a chain 4. So we're going to get into the center, and we're going to work 12 double crochets. The chain 3 for the crown of the scoodie does not count as a stitch. So double crochet 12 stitches, so you'll have 13 altogether. You'll have a chain 3 and 12 into the middle. Once we have our 12 double crochets plus a chain 3, we're going to slip stitch to join into the top of the first double crochet. So we're not joining into this chain 3, we're joining into the top of the first double crochet with a slip stitch. What we're going to do now is we're going to chain 3. This does not count as a stitch. And what we're going to do is we're going to make 2 double crochets back into the same stitch. Into each stitch around we're going to work 2 double crochets, So this is called an increase because we're working 2 stitches into the same one. Continue around until we get back to the beginning. We will have 24 stitches on that round. We want to join to the top of the double crochet, so ignoring the chain 3 and join into the double crochet. That's the end around 2. So another one, we're going to chain up 3. We're going to double crochet into the same space as the chain 3. Into the next stitch we're going to do 2 double crochets, 1 double crochet into the next one, 2 double crochets into the next. So into every second stitch we're going to work an increase. So continue around until we get back to the beginning. When we get to the end, we're going to join into the top of the first double crochet, so ignoring the chain 3. I'm going to join to the top of there. For the next round, what we want to do is chain up 3. Into the same stitch, we're going to work a double crochet. Into the next stitch, we're going to work 1 double crochet. Into the next stitch we're going to work 2 double crochets. Into the next 2 stitches we're going to work 1 double crochet. Into the next stitch we're going to work 2 double crochets. Into the next stitch we're going to work into the next 2 stitches, sorry, we're going to work a double crochet, so that's the second one. Into the next one we're going to work 2 double crochets, and we're going to repeat this around until we get back to the beginning. When we get to the end, we're going to end on an increase, and we're going to join to the top of the first double crochet. So depending on what size you're making this for, you could be making it for a child. I would not recommend making this for a very small child because of the choking factor of a scarf. But of course, if you're going to make it for a child or a teenager or an adult, depending on what size you're making it for, you want to make the crown a different size because obviously an adult size is not going to fit a small child. It's not going to fit a 5-year-old, is it, if it's for an adult? So what we need to do, and if you don't know the head measurement that you are making it for, I have a great information page on my website. I will put the link below to the head size measurements that I have on my website. It's got all the average head measurements for each size. So my head measurement is 22 inches. So I know that I have to make this a certain size. So this is when our calculator comes in handy. So my head size is 22 inches, and this will work for centimetres as well. So 22 inches divided by 3.14, and this formula is also written on the pattern, on the information sheet, equals 7 inches. So it was 22 inches divided by 3.14 equals 7 inches. So I know that when I crochet across, and this works for a normal sized hat as well, so if you're just making a beanie, I know I need to crochet across until the circle, the diameter from one side to the other, is 7 inches. So at the moment it's only 5, so I need to crochet across until it's 7 inches. But with this, that would be for a normal hat. But for this Scoodie pattern, once we get to the measurement that we have to get, so mine will be 7 inches, we want to add 2 more increased rounds to the crown of our hat, because the hood section is not tight to our head. It's kind of baggy, as you saw from the photos. So we want to add a bit more increased rounds. So let's just say, how big is this? This is, let's say 5 inches. So it's 5 inches, and to work it out, we times it by 3.14 if we know the measurement across there. And that will fit, sorry, I've just confused myself, 5 times 3.14. This will fit a head that is 15 inches, which I think is sort of like newborn, so it's quite tiny. That's how big this hat will fit. So if this was for a newborn and it was a normal hat, you could stop here and just keep adding rows of double crochet, and that will make you a hat. Because we're making a Scoodie, you will need to add 2 extra rounds of increase. But like I said, I do not recommend making it for a baby because of the choking hazard of the scarf. You could make it just as a hood, that would be fine, and that's the measurement that you would need. So I need a lot more rounds because I do not have this head the size of a newborn. So what I need to do is double crochet in the first stitch. And on the previous round, we had 3 double crochets in between each increase, didn't we? So now we need 3 double crochets in between each increase. So this is counted as number 1. So 2 into the next one, 3, and then an increase. So it's 1, because we don't count the chain 3. So it's 3. So in the next 3 stitches, we're going to add 1 double crochet. And then an increase. Into the next 3 stitches, we're going to put 1 double crochet. And then an increase, and we're going to repeat this all the way around until we get back to the beginning. So I finished off my round. I slip stitched a join. I don't need to show you that because you've already done it like 4 times. Now let's see what we've got here. This is 6.5 inches across, so 6.5 times 3.14. It's going to fit about a 20-inch head, and mine's 22 inches, so I will need another round of increase for it to fit my head. So to do that, so basically you increase until you have it to fit your head measurement, then you add 2 more rounds of increase. That is an easy way to say it, the less confusing way. So chain 3, double crochet into the same stitch, and on this round, so before we had, what did you have? We had 3 in between our increases. So on this round we need 4, so that's 1, 2, 3, and 4 stitches, and then the next one is an increase. Oops. So into the next 4 stitches we're going to work double crochet, into the next one we're going to work an increase. What I love about these crochet hooks is I can crochet for a lot longer without getting a sore hand, because you could imagine that the amount of crochet that I do quite a bit. I also do quite a bit of other stuff as computer work too, but I don't have to get a sore wrist by using these crochet hooks, which is awesome because I love to crochet. I'm a little bit addicted. So that's 3 and 4, and the next one is an increase. We're going to repeat this around until we get around to the other side. So once we get it around, we slip stitch to join. And if you need to do more rounds of increase, I personally need to do 2 more rounds. We're going to chain 3, double crochet into the first stitch. Now on a previous round we had 4 stitches in between our increase, so this one we need 5. And on the next round you'd need 6, if you need to do another round 7, 8 in between your increases and so on. So that's 2, 3, that's 5, and then an increase into the next stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then an increase. So the next one is 1 double crochet into the next 5 stitches. Oops. Now I've lost count. Where was I? Increase 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then our next one is an increase. And we're going to repeat this around until we get back to the beginning. If you need to do an extra round of increase, like I will, continue on. So our next round will have 6 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 6 double crochets in between our increases. So I'm going to do this round and the next round off camera. Then we'll meet up and we'll continue on with the hood. Once we have the amount of rounds that we need, what we're going to do is going to divide it into quarters. So you've got half and then you've got your quarters as well. So you can eyeball it, you can count the stitches, it's completely up to you. What you can do, you can also fold it in half, make sure where your yarn is joined, that's on the top of the fold or on the bottom of the fold. So it's up here. Then you can fold it in half. And when you're looking at it, you're going to find the quarter. And it's not the first layer, it's the second layer. Put a stitch marker in there. Open it out, just make sure that you've put it on the right side, because you crochet around this way. You don't want your stitch marker over here because you've only crocheted a quarter. We're going to crochet right around until we get, and we've done 3 quarters, and we're going to stop and leave this quarter here, this part here, we're going to leave that unworked. So I'm actually going to put a stitch marker in there. You don't need to, because knowing me, I just will crochet it right round and then join and go, uh-oh. Right, so, wrong crochet hook. What we do is there's no more increasing, so it's just chain 3. And from now on, we don't, remember how we did chain 3 and didn't count it? From now on, the chain 3 counts as our first stitch. So we crochet into the next one, not this one, because that would be the same one. Crocheting into the next one, double crochet. We're going to work 1 double crochet in each stitch until we get to our stitch marker, or until you have crocheted around 3/4 of your circle. Once we get around to our stitch marker, I'm just going to take that out and crochet into that stitch. What we do now is we chain 3 and we turn our work around, so we're going to work back the other way. And we skip this one into the next one. We work a double crochet. Ooh. Into each stitch around we work 1 double crochet, and this is making the sides of the hood, and we keep making rows of crochet until the sides are long enough. So you'll get to the end of the other side, you'll chain up 3 and come back across, just exactly what we did on that row. We're going to repeat this till the sides are long enough. Stay tuned. In just a moment you'll see my hood section finished for the length that I need, so that will give you an idea, and then I'll tell you how many rows that I've done so you'll know. Here you can see my hood and what I have so far. What we will need to do is have the measurement from the back of the hood to the front of the hood. So the back is where we started and the front is how many rows you've done. You'll need this to measure half your head measurement for the person that you're making it for. So from the back of my hood to the front, it's half my measurement. So that's about my head measurement is about 22 inches. So the measurement from the back of the hood to the front is approximately 11 inches. So let's continue on with the next section. Once we have the amount of rows that we want, we're going to work the part around the face. If you want yours to be brought in and made a little bit smaller, you can use a single crochet stitch. If you don't want yours to be too small, you can use a half double crochet stitch. If you need to decrease a lot around the face, I would suggest using a smaller hook. That will help you as well. But I'm going to use a half double crochet stitch. I'm going to continue with the grey, then I'm going to change to my blue and then change back to the grey. So I'm going to chain one and half double crochet into the first stitch. Into each stitch around I'm going to work a half double crochet, and of course if you want to use a single crochet you may. Exactly the same, working one stitch in each. Continue along until we get back to the other end of the row. I've got to the other end, I'm going to chain one. I'm going to half double crochet into the same stitch. And I'm going to half double crochet across until I get to the other end. Oh, if you wanted to add a little ribbed section to the around the face, if you work into your back loops only, or the front loops only, that will give you a ribbed look around the face. So I'm going to do two of the grey, then I'm going to do one blue, then I'm going to do two more grey after that. By adding the 5 rows, my Scoodie did actually come right over my face. But if you don't want yours to come right over your face, I would suggest just adding 1 or 2 rows. Of course, if it's for yourself, you can try it on and see how it looks. To change to a new colour, I've cut my yarn off there. I've yarned over, gone into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, and instead of yarning over with this grey one and pulling through all 3, what we need to do is grab our new colour, lay it across the top of the hook, pinch it at the back, and pull through all those 3 loops, and now we are ready to work with this colour. So chain 1, turn our work around, yarning over, going into the same stitch. I'm actually going to work over my tails, so I'm just going underneath them both, going into the first stitch, working your half double crochet. Now I'm going to work across and working over my tails, and then you're going to change back to the grey and then do 2 more rows of the grey after your blue. So once we've done our rows, I've got all my grey rows done. Don't finish off, because now we're going to start our scarf. For my black one, I chained 100 chains, and I'm just off screen, you can't see me, but I'm just measuring how long that scarf was. It made it approximately 90 centimetres or about 35.5 inches from this part of the hood. So it actually, so what did I say, 90 inches. So it was 180 inches plus this measurement around here, and that made quite a long scarf. I didn't make it very wide because it was so long, but for this one, I don't, because I'm making these both for me, I don't want this one to be as long, so I can like mix it up. So I want this one to be a little bit shorter. So instead of doing 100 chains, I'm going to do 80 instead. Hi guys, we've had a bit of a technical issue. What we need to do is we need to finish off on the hood, then we need to grab the yarn again, and in the next section I'm going to tell you how to make the chain. So we're going to start with a fresh piece of yarn, and we're going to chain 80, and then we're going to slip stitch it to the hood. You will see that section in the video, but in the video you will notice there is already a chain attached. This is because I made a boo-boo, and when I recorded it, it didn't work. So yeah, in the next section I'll tell you how to make the chain, which I'm sure you know how to do, and then on the next video clip there will already be a chain attached, but you'll need to make an extra one. So here's hoping that it all makes sense, and stay tuned and I'll show you what to do. Now what you want to do, grab your yarn. So this is just attached to the ball. Make your slip knot. And now you want to make the same amount of chains that you just made. So I made 80, so I'm going to chain 80 more chains, and I'll show you what to do next. So after you've made your 80 chains, you want to make sure it's the same length as the other one. So just hold it up against it. This part of the video is where I was talking about you'll have the extra chain joined at the back, but you won't have that on yours because you've only done one chain so far. Then this is around the face section, the blue section. So we've got our chain joined to the other one. You want the good side facing out, so this is the way that you would put it onto your head. What we want to do is slip stitch to the first, slip stitch to the first stitch. There we go. And then we're going to cut off our yarn. So that's our first part joined. So I'm just going to pull that through. I really do apologise for the editing in this video. For some reason it didn't film. I'm assuming that I didn't actually press record on the camera. And then when I got to the editing section, I've realised there is a bit missing out of the video. So what we need to do now is grab our yarn, a fresh piece of yarn. We're going to attach it to the other corner of the Scoodie, so when the hood is on your head it'll be the other corner to where your scarf is going to be. And then we are going to chain 80. And in the next video clip it will make sense because we are going to crochet it back across our chain and complete the rest of our scarf. Once you have your 80 chains out from your hood, or the amount of chains that you need to do, my yarn's actually running out, so I'm going to join this in, but you won't need to do this. Hopefully you'll still have enough. So I'm just going to join that in. I'm going to take that one out. So don't pay any attention to this part, this is just my bit. I just need to join that in. So now what we want to do, we're going to double crochet into the, first of all we want to add 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and then we want to double crochet into the 4th chain from the crochet hook. So we don't count the one that's on our hook. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. We're going to double crochet into there, and actually we're going to go into the back bump only. Sorry, I just had to fix it up. So going into the back bump only of the 4th chain, so 1, 2, 3 and 4. So at the back you have all these little, see these little bumps here? We're actually going to crochet into that. So yarning over, going into that, and it actually makes it have a neater edge. Sometimes when you crochet just into the chain bit, it makes a big loop. And I learnt this method from Beth in Texas 1 here on YouTube. So go and check her out, she has awesome videos. I've learnt quite a lot from Beth, and way before I started teaching, so she's been around for a long time. And we're double crocheting into the back bump of each chain. So you won't have those ugly tails hanging down. I'll need to sew those in later. And we're going to double crochet into each back bump across. See how it makes the edge here nice and neat? I really love this method. So we're going to continue across until we get to the end of this chain, and I'll show you what to do. So once we get to the end of the chain, what we need to do is crochet around the bottom of the hood. So let's just see if I can put that there. So this is the front, this is the face opening, and this is the bottom of your hood. So flip that back across. It's the bottom edge. We're going to double crochet around there, and this is the part of our scarf. So we're going to double crochet, and this part there's not really any stitches to go into like a normal double crochet row, so we're just going to find a place to put our hook. You want to space them out evenly, and try and go under 2 loops if you can. Otherwise, if you just do 1 loop, it will make a big hole and not look quite right. So there we go, just working our way across. We're going to continue around until we get to the other side. So we're going to go all the way around here. We're going to come all the way across to the other side, and then we're going to work into the back bumps like we did on the other side and double crochet all the way across the chain until we get to the end. Once we get to the end, we're going to chain 3. And we're going to repeat this for a few rows. We're going to chain 3, turn our work, and double crochet into the second stitch, and double crochet into each stitch across. And you're going to continue on until you have the width of your scarf. You don't want to make it too wide because it will add a lot more height to your hood. Try it on as you go. For my black scarf, I did 4 rows of double crochet. Then I actually worked a round of half double crochet around the entire project to give it that nice edging. And I'm actually going to use some of the blue that I used before because I have some of that left over too, and I want to use up as much yarn as I can on this project, so I will add in a row or so of the blue. So continue on until you have it wide enough. The other one's about 3 inches wide on the black one, so that's probably the width I'm going to do this one. So continue on, and I'll meet up with you when we've got our scarf finished. So once we have our scarf section done, I've just got to do 1 more stitch, and I've already cut off my yarn. We're going to work into there, and to finish off I just pull the yarn through the loop. I've already cut my yarn, just pull through. And on my black one that I've already made that one, I put a round of half double crochet all the way around the entire project. So if you would like to do that, and of course it's optional, I'll show you how to do that now. So we can join our yarn basically anywhere we like. I might start on the edge first, because you know how to half double crochet in there. That's reasonably easy. Actually, I'm going to go down the other end, so when I come around I can actually crochet over that one, because I hate sewing in ends, so I'd rather just crochet over it. So what we want to do is find the end stitches, and we're going to work into there. You can work into here, or you can place your crochet hook into the actual hole. Just connect that in there. And I'm going to crochet into the stitches on the side, not the actual hole. So I'm going to half double crochet in the same stitch. And on the corner we want to add 3 stitches so that it goes around the corner nicely. So put in 3 there. And then we're just going to work our way across. And I'm actually going under the loops, not into the hole. You want to evenly space these across. And when you look at it, you'll know it's evenly spaced because you won't have any big gaps and it won't be pulling tight either. So that's how you'll know. Oops. So there's not actual stitches to work into, but we're just working into the edge there. So it is a little bit fiddly. So see how there's no, like, that's probably a little bit too spaced out, but that's okay. It's not a really big hole. You won't notice that one. When we get up to the corner, we want to place 3 stitches. And then we're going to work our way along. So I've got the bottom of my chain here, so I can work into the chain that we worked into. See how there's a hole there? I don't like how that looks, so I'm going to go back. Let's see if I can work into here somewhere. Might prove to be difficult though. There's not really anywhere I can put my crochet hook, so I'm going to have to go into there. See if I can make that stitch tighter. Might not add as much. And then we're going to work along the chain. We're going to do this all the way around, so I've showed you how to work on the ends. You work in the chain. I don't need to show you how to do it up here because that's exactly like you would crochet normally. So what else have we got? We've got the bottom. Just making sure there's nothing hard that you need to be shown. So that's the scarf again, and that's just the hood. So that's basically really easy. It's just all the stitches around. So I'm going to work 1 round. I think that's going to be enough. You can work as many as you like, and I'll catch up with you when we're at the end of the border around the whole thing. And once we get to the end, we're just going to slip stitch into the top of the first stitch. And we're going to cut our yarn, finish off. And then we just need to sew in our ends. And these yarn needles with the large eyes are really good. Makes it so much easier to thread your yarn. So we'll just hide our tails underneath, preferably underneath the same colour that you're sewing in. and then just work your way back again. And then snip it off. There you go. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please share your creations on our Facebook page. Please subscribe as we have plenty more videos to come. The written pattern will be available on my website. All the links that you need will be in the description box below the video. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy crochet!